Welcome back to Perspectives. Today we will continue our conversation with Parool and Nathalie on the importance of mentoring in professional development.
Yeah. So how's being a mentor? Do you enjoy that?
I love
side
it.
of it?
I honestly, I love it. It's been quite a journey. And the person I'm mentoring, she's just exceptional. She's very, very good. But a little bit younger, so going through, and it's very interesting because she brings things up and I'm like, that sounds familiar. I've been through that too. So it's very interesting. It's just helping her through the journey. So I don't need to tell her, do this or don't do that or don't do that. It's not about that. It's about, this was my journey. This is what I learned from it. This is the tool I use. Or too late, I use them. Try this or try that. So it's been very effective and seeing the result.
Yeah, mentorship almost is like a formal big brother, big sister, parental relationship. I mean, that might be a bit extreme to use in terms of the relationship itself, but it's it's someone who will listen, but someone who will also give advice and tell where appropriate, because you might have to tell where it's appropriate, what to do, especially if you can see a landmine they don't see, right? As well as, it's all about, it's a different kind of training in many respects. It's more, it can be real time as well.
Yeah.
And that's what's been
developed.
working with my mentee. Last Friday she came and she's like, can I talk to you? And I knew it was not about so I'm like, we were not scheduled, but I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go for a coffee. So it was just a 10-minute, quick, what do you think of this? This is what I'm thinking. This is bothering me. So she was able to communicate that with someone. And then after it was like, okay, that makes sense. Good. So it was good.
And then also, as you said that, it brought something to mind about organizations that have high engagement scores is actually where I remember one survey question actually asked, do you have someone that in this organization that you would call a best friend or a good friend? And mentorship actually fulfills some of that need, right? I mean, just that interaction.
Yeah. Somebody to talk to that's low risk.
Yeah, can I talk to you about what just happened? I'm really excited about it, and you'll be really excited for me. So, I mean, mentorship programs are great because it can increase the engagement level with the staff and with the employees at all levels, right? Because, I mean, being a mentor, how did it feel being asked to be a mentor?
Oh, I was really proud.
Yeah.
I was very proud,
Yeah, so it's almost like an achievement that, it's another level of achievement that would never be in your PA or your objectives or in your accountabilities. But, boy, it certainly made you feel meaningful when you showed up at work.
And
give you a lot of value.
And as a mentor, it forces you sometimes to behave.
Because you're a role model.
Because
people are watching
that
you.
person, because that person,
you're going to be walk
you're
the
like,
talk, right?
You should do this, or you should do that, or you should think about that, without saying what to do, but put it in context. But you have to do it yourself too.
Well, it makes you more honest. It makes you more honest. It makes you more
Exactly.
accountable to your own words, right? Because it's easy to say and tell people to do all kinds of stuff, and it's not so easy to do. It's if I'm telling her to do that, I better do it myself. And if you're not, be open about that. I can understand the challenge and be vulnerable. I think there's such a wonderful space for vulnerability in work relationships that I think we lose. That doesn't exist.
No, that's a great point. So that you're very fortunate you have that formal mentoring program. It sounds like it's well developed. It sounds like it's
incredible.
Certainly a way of encouraging engagement. Most people actually don't have that opportunity.
That's correct.
So if you're a young or even a more seasoned professional looking for more development, what are ways that you can take control of yourself and find mentoring either on an informal basis, and how should you go about it?
Go ahead.
Go.
That's a good question. I know for me, I can't say I have any formal mentors. A lot of informal mentors people that I look up to. I also look up to some people that aren't living today, big iconic figures around how they lived their life and what they did and what path they took. And I'm also inspired by small stories that I hear on the radio or CBC or TV, or just hearing the success stories being able to take the learning out of that and say, oh, I wonder what that would do if that was me. So I think mentoring is just a one way of learning. It can, and there's lots of ways of learning. I'm hoping she'll say, having a coach is one way, as well as me. Like I have a coach. I've had a coach. I don't have one right now, but plan to. And I am a coach, so I think there's ways in which that can also help and grow and develop an individual in a different way than a mentor can.
So can you explain what that difference is? The difference between a coach and a mentor.
Okay. So both. So I'll break it down in terms of skills because I think that's the easiest way to do it. They both listen, right? They both listen. They're both there for the individual. I think where it becomes different is that a coach really is all about pulling out the brilliance, the answers, the blocks, the stumbling issues out of the individual themselves because they may not know it. Whereas a mentor, that may not be their only, they may not do that. They may not even know how to do that. But they have such expertise in a particular area that their role more is about sharing advice, telling what to do next, how to block a landmine. It might be more strategic in nature, whereas a coach might be whole life in nature. And they might go strategically. But a coach may not necessarily be an expert, let's say, in project management, but your mentor might be an expert in project management, whereas they have different knowledge bases, and their strategies and their approaches are different. Whereas one is about sharing what they know, where a coach is about pulling out what you know from the individual and bringing that forward. Is that clear in terms of distinctions? Yeah?
Yeah, it's clear for me.
Yeah.
So a mentor, so what I'm hearing is one of the key essences of a mentor is that they actually understand the business that you're in and in order to be able to offer expertise that could actually help you.
So business or in what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So it could be a skill base or it could be a knowledge base, something really specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas a coach is more about working with you as a person and helping you to solve.
And they can have
issues.
expertise, like they can have expertise in leadership or they can have expertise in weight loss. But their approach isn't about, okay, let's
Here's
do
how
this.
I've done it before.
Yeah. Their approach is more about, okay, so where are you now? What's stopping you? What are the issues? Where do you want to be? And they might say, well, this is what worked for me. How did it, you don't have to do this. Does it land for you? No, it doesn't really, Parool. So what would? It can be used to generate ideas, the expertise, but it's not limited to the ideas that the coach brings. Because quite frankly, any client is the expert in their own life. And so that's what you really want to pull out of a coach or client relationship.
So to come back to mentorship.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very fortunate right now having that formal
It's great.
mentoring program. Having said that, that's the first time in my career. So I had a lot of mentor, but they were informal. And one of the lessons I learned is, now that I look back, I had so many mentors from all kind of different ways, but some of it I did not realize right away. And some I could have probably asked to have a little bit more, to formalize it. Because it was more just a one-off when I needed something, I was stuck with something, and I was running to that person, hey, are you available? Do you have 5 minutes? Okay, can I bring this? Things like that, especially for work-related.
Yeah.
But I could have probably asked them to say, hey, could we do this on a more regular basis? Continue to do one-off, because I think the one-off is very important, because it's when you get in, it's when I get in trouble. I get stuck, then I get in trouble. So instead, then I can call someone and ask for advice or help or suggestion, things like that. But I could have formalized it.